Daryl Darkwing, Daryl Sanchez, South Carolina finest.
Hey man, this your boy Mike, aka Booby, aka Chuck himself.
And everybody, we got us a special guest of the show, man. The Super Bowl champion. You know, one of a great man, a great friend to the podcast. We're gonna let him. It's Mr. Eugene Robinson. Yeah, we're gonna clap it up, Mr. Eugene.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh
Yeah, we're
man,
gonna
we fine, man. We just happy to have you on here, man. So we ain't
exactly.
gonna hold you long. We're gonna jump right in. And this is what we're gonna jump in. We're not gonna hold you. So I guess my question to you, Mr. U, is what's the advantages or disadvantages of playing the same team in a couple of years in the Super Bowl? Does it favor the Eagles or does it give either if it's a sway either way for the having a disadvantage or advantage or totally different teams by now? Yep.
Yep.
In the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on, Mike. We're gonna see. Mike, you can hear me? You can see me?
I can see you. You pausing now, but I can see you. There you go.
Mr. Eugene probably gonna have to come back in.
You might have lost connection or whatever, but
Yeah,
he
he
was
might have
making a
lost
valid.
connection. Yeah. We'll
He was
get
making
back
a
in there.
valid point. You said you got to send him another link or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It probably come back in there. Hopefully he'll be able to log back in. You know, I'll send him another one just in case. Then let me do that right there. Yep, let me do that. Let me go ahead and send him another one right now.
I want to know why with split screen why we can't see each other this time for some reason.
I don't know, man. We should be able to, so I don't know why I did that, but
Yeah,
we're gonna
your
see.
son was on there. I'm trying to figure that part out. Why we can't, you know?
I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Let's see right here. Let's see right here. I'm gonna just throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Mr. Eugene definitely is a a a football connoisseur. Um, Being able to tell us the game from his perspective, because like I said, he's been in the game, he's been in the Super Bowl, so he know exactly what going on in the mind of those players out there. Once you got down that field, and you may have your little nervousness and things like that. So he'll hop back on here, uh, and we can continue to have this conversation about the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. But Mike, until he get back on here, man, what you think? What who you think got the advantage in this Super Bowl?
I don't think it's a neither. I think neither team has an advantage. To be honest, because
Mm-hmm.
it's two different teams. Kansas City not as explosive as they were a couple years ago when they played the
Mm-hmm.
Eagles. Eagles that had Saquon Barkley a couple years ago neither.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to understand, Jalen Carter is a problem on that D line. He's almost like a young
Mm-hmm.
Reggie White. So it's going to be interesting to see how Andy Reid offense is going to try to maneuver around Jalen Carter. But the Eagles got a lot of good cornerbacks too. So we're going to actually see how this is going to pan out. But I don't see one team having an advantage or a disadvantage each other. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be whoever. We all know it's gonna come down. Whoever gonna make the most turnovers. The least
Yeah.
turnover team gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever makes the least mistakes. And if I'm the Eagles, I'm feeding Saquon all day.
Exactly. I'm definitely gonna feed him all day. Hold on, Mike. We're gonna try to get Mr. Eugene back in here. Hold on 1 second here. Um, I'm gonna see if I can get him back in here real quick. Like, uh, all right, cause he's telling me to send it to another link. So give me 1 second, Mike.
Okay.
704-293.
Maybe using another phone or something.
Yeah. Uh huh.
And maybe that phone went dead. He just didn't even realize
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So everybody have technical difficulties. So just stand
Hey,
by
it is
with it.
what it is, man. You know, they modestly speaking podcast. We're gonna make it do what it do, man.
Hey
Definitely
man,
gonna make
this
it
is
do what it do.
raw
So
and
yeah,
uncut.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't perfect. This life, man, you got to roll with the punches, you know what I'm saying? Deal with
Yeah,
what life brings at you, man. And we just gonna keep on moving, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. You know. Give me a second right here. Let me create new contact. Hey man, look how we working on the ball, boy. Hey man, I love this right here, man. We gonna make this thing happen for real. For real. Watch this right here. Let me link my guy up real quick. Let me go ahead and link him up. Hey man, make it do what it do, man. Like gumbo, man. You know, you got to put the ingredients in one pot, man. All right, there you go. Let's see what we got here. Boom. All right. Okay, we're back at it, man. Mod Speaking Podcast. Like I said, it's your boy Dark Side of Daryl. Why out again? Get up my face again, man. You know, if I had a chance, man, I might go out there on the field myself, man. You know what I'm saying? Going out there play for the Philadelphia Eagles, man. You know, I can get Saquon Barkley a good spell. You know, spell him. You know when he get tired and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the boy ready, man. Get on in there. Hey, what you think? Hey, man, if the Philadelphia Eagles actually come and spell him for about 100,000, you know, hey. You ain't got to
nope,
try to go outside the tackle. You know what I'm saying? Just
nope,
go in the middle, man. You go
nope.
hit the A gap or something like that. You ain't gonna hit
Football is not in my DNA. Not in my DNA. I ain't even gonna sit there and act like I'm macho. Nope. You
Hey,
say
you gonna hit
baseball or
the A, man?
basketball, then yeah. Huh?
Hey, hit the A gap. Hey, they give you $250,000, man. What you gonna do
I
after
turn it
tax?
right back to him. I'm gonna turn it right back to him. They can have this 250,000.
Man, come on, really?
Did I play football?
Huh?
Just because I know the sport don't mean I played it.
Hey, man, for $250,000, man, to help your family, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you ain't
My
playing that
family
but a
gonna
couple
be
minutes.
my family gonna be beanie weenies then for that couple of years. But I ain't about to no. They beanie weenies. Man. Nah, nah. Mm. Same
Hey,
way we
man.
eat right now. Same way we eat then.
Hey, we
No.
saw these, man.
I ain't sardine. I ain't beanie weenies, but some sardine. Ain't no sardine neither.
Hey,
I ain't
man,
no
beanie with
potted
potted
meat.
meat.
I
You
ain't
gonna
no
have potted
spam.
meat too?
Nope. Nope. I ain't none of
Potted
that.
meat?
No, man. Listen. I don't play
Hey,
football, brother. It take a grown man to play football.
hey, man, they ask you to spell, man. Don't, hey, for one play. One
One
play.
play, I walk out there and walk. You ever see that boxer walk in the ring and they dink and walk out? That's exactly what I do. They be playing 11
Hey,
on 10.
hey, I go out there.
Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah,
get
go
out
ahead.
there.
Go ahead.
You know, have my pads and stuff like that. Hey, man, I
Yeah,
can
go
make
ahead.
somebody miss.
Yeah,
Couple of little
okay.
quick juke
Yeah,
moves.
yeah,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
Let Miles Garrett come hit you in your chest and see what happens. See what happens.
Miles Garrett ain't gonna catch me. He ain't gonna catch me. He ain't gonna touch me.
Man,
I'm
you
gonna tell you
50
that
something
right
years
now.
old. That dude 20 something years old.
I
He
don't
gonna
care
go
how
through
old he
you.
is. I don't care how
Okay.
old he is, man.
Okay. All
Hey,
right.
hey, he gonna get the Derrick Henry, man. Stiff on, man.
Yeah,
Hey, man.
okay.
Hey,
All
he
right.
gonna get two. Hey, man, he gonna get 2 chains, man. Watch out, little. Hey, man, stiff on. Watch out, little bit.
It sound really good talking about it. It sound real good.
Hey, man, watch out, man. Hey, we got something we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Watch out, little bit. You ain't gonna go out there, man. Come on, man. Hey,
All right.
Eagles all either on Kansas City offer you once in a lifetime chance. Man. When you want to play in one game, Super Bowl.
Like I say, I walk on the field, put 2 feet on the field, and then I'm leaving.
All
Okay,
right,
there
all
we go,
right. We got
dog.
him back, man. We got him back. Hey,
Hey,
listen.
they go my guy. They go my guy.
There go my
I
There
see
guy.
you
it is.
now, homie. Hey, I had to
There
get
you
on my
go.
wife. I got on my wife's iPad, man, and
Hey,
man.
trust me, I don't. When we first started this process, man, when I knew I was having surgery, we've been going back through this trying to figure out. But like I say, we not no. We mailmen. We just regular mailmen who love to talk
Yeah,
sports.
that's
So
it.
we got to figure this stuff out, man. But I knew for this week we wanted to get you
Yeah,
on here
yeah.
because of expertise. And like I say, we're going to just continue what you were saying. You were making valid points about the
Yeah.
teams and who
Do
has
you
an
want to
advantage,
start?
who has a
You
disadvantage.
want to start the whole thing back over again?
We're
No,
still
go
live.
ahead.
Hey, so people,
Go
we
ahead.
Oh,
Go
live.
okay,
ahead.
we
We still
live.
on
Okay,
there.
You,
that's how we do. That's
you
how
on
we
you.
rolling.
So people gonna
Yeah.
be sitting there talking, asking questions. Man, we done upgraded a little bit, Mr. Houston, last time
Yeah.
now.
Okay, all right, my
So we
bad.
live. So you can talk.
Yeah.
So,
YouTube was watching
so
you now. We done upgraded just a little bit.
yes, yeah, I think I ended up with James Bradbury. We were
Yeah.
talking about that penalty towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
So neither, if now I know if I am Philadelphia, I say, man, they got away with one because if Philly would have got the ball back, there was no way that Kansas City was stopping them. They couldn't
Yep.
stop them all game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there was no
Mhm.
way. And it came down to whoever had that ball last was going to win the game. And whoever had more time on the clock,
Mhm.
because if you give Patrick Mahomes a minute 15, a minute 20, dude,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to march the team down there. They're going to kick a
Yep.
field goal. They're going to tie the game up or go ahead. But you can't leave
Mm-hmm.
any time on the clock. I think that's the same scenario. But one big difference is Saquon Barkley is a different animal, dude.
Oh
When
yeah.
I look at
Mhm.
Saquon Barkley and I look at how he plays the game, he reminds me of LaDainian Tomlinson mixed with a
Mm.
Marshall Faulk, mixed with a little bit of
Mm.
Barry Sanders.
Mm.
He has everything you need. He can catch the ball out the backfield, and then
Yep.
his running is impeccable. His
Yep.
vision is impeccable. So, and this is why he's so good. He's patient. He
Yeah.
lets everything develop. The offensive line is blocking, doing their thing. Tight end got it, doing their thing. They all blocking. But he is so patient back there. He
Mm-hmm.
waits for things to develop. And when he sees it,
He
he's
gone.
gone. This cat's
But
Yep.
gone. So when
let
we
me
look
ask you
at
this.
that, I'm sitting there going, if I'm KC, I'm sitting there watching all film on this dude. How do we stop him? And don't forget, once Jalen Hurts pulls the ball, you got
Yep.
another quarterback like Lamar Jackson who can run.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
so, really, I think KC they're going to have their hands full again with this team because this team is not afraid of them. They're
Mm-hmm.
not afraid, and
Mm-hmm.
in their minds, they're saying we let one get away. We
I,
let
I
one get away,
and I
and
think
KC is saying, hey, we've been winning this way all year long. We
yep.
won this way all the time. Won
Yep.
in the last heroic seconds because we don't panic. As soon and at some point, that catches up with you.
Yeah.
It's going to be a play here, a play there, where it's going to catch up with you. And
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
so it's almost like trying to make a 4-foot putt and it's breaking hard right to left. Well, the
Mhm.
pros, they can put that stuff in all day. But sooner or
Already know.
later, Phil Mickelson's going to miss one.
Yes,
Tom's
Yep.
going
sir.
to miss one. And so I think the odds is going to catch up. And at this juncture, at this stage of the game, you
Mm-hmm.
can't afford to have a misstep. You can't afford to get hurt. You can't
Yep.
afford to come in there, Ellen. You can't afford it because your other team on the other side is too good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're saying this KC is too good. If Philly makes mistakes, man, you gonna give Patrick Mahomes another shot, another three
Yeah.
downs? You can't.
Yeah.
So this game is going to be predicated on who gets the ball last and who plays clean football. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can't have mistakes. You can't have no turnovers.
Exactly. What I
Mm-hmm.
If you got a chance for interception, Mike, you got to get the interception. You can't
right.
say, "Oh, I'll get it next time." It ain't
Nah.
gonna be
Yeah.
a next time, dude.
Exactly. I just said
Mm-hmm.
So
that. Yep.
if you're gonna get the sack, if Carter from Philadelphia is coming up, he's gonna get that sack, dude. You can't say, "Oh, my bad, I'm gonna get it next time." No, dude, you got to get it this time.
Yep.
So this is
Got
gonna
to.
be one of those games where you've been playing, you've been settled, You've been waiting for this all year long, and you've been playing spectacular football on both sides of the ball and both teams. Now, this is when you have to play your best. You got to play your best, and you can't have you can survive some mistakes, but you ain't gonna survive too many mistakes, not at this juncture. And if the mistake happens, it better happen in the very first period. It can't happen in the fourth period.
Yeah.
In the fourth period, that is it's too
Money time.
monumental at that point.
Money time.
It's too monumental.
Money
You
time.
can get away with something, a tip ball, maybe an interception, and then your defense stops them. You can get away with that early. You can't get away with that late.
Yeah.
It's a question I want to ask you that I never asked you before. Since the big game is T-minus 3 days away, when you're going through your last night, Saturday night, sitting in the hotel, you got curfew, whatever. When do you actually, as a player, since you done been in this, big game before? When does, as an individual, I know everybody's built different. When do you start feeling the nerves? Do you feel it pregame when you're going to eat breakfast that morning, or you going on the bus ride to the stadium? When do you really feel the feeling? Because everybody's gonna say it's another game, but it's not another game. Because like you said, everything you do is microscopic. You cannot make. You're gonna be tunnel vision. But when do you actually get like the nerves? Like when you get towards the field, when you pregame, when do you start feeling that? Like wow, it's about to be here.
It's funny when you see there's a lot of fanfare that happens behind the scenes for players. There's gifts in your locker. There's all kind of stuff, right? But when you get to the Super Bowl and you're going in, for me, when you're going into the locker room and you just see how it's a different setup. You got the defensive backs together, but it feels different. That's when you start to feel that. And then when you go to warm up on the field and there's people out there in the stands and you see that, boom, that even starts to let the things turn, right? You go, oh man. And then when you get out for the Super Bowl and you're about to get introduced to go out, and for me, I think I got introduced twice defensively, so they're going to be calling your name. Man, you can't hear a thing. It's loud. The sound is deafening.
If I'm not mistaken, ain't this the same venue you won your Super Bowl in?
Yeah, in New Orleans down there. It was loud. I mean, they're taking pictures. You seeing flashes, dude. It is loud. But let me just tell you a little bit something about the butterflies. The butterflies and the nervousness that you feel is just like when you were a kid about to get into a fight in 3rd grade or 4th grade, 5th grade. Think back to when you about to go ahead and fight maybe the bully or whoever that may be, and you're nervous, and you got those butterflies, and you know something's about to happen, right? Now, as a football player, with how I internalize that only means something's about to go down, and I'm about to be great.
There you go.
That's what it means. It means you're getting ready for something big, something monumental, and something big and spectacular, and you're getting ready for this moment. That's your body's natural response to say, hey, are you ready? We about to go do this. And don't forget, readiness and preparation is 2 different things. Preparation is all that X's and O's that you did to get up there. Readiness is your want to and your attitude and how you change your mind and say, I'm going to bust this man up in the mouth. I'm going to go ahead and make this play. Oh, he ain't going to win this down. Oh, I'm winning this down. That's different. That's readiness. That's preparation of saying, I'm in the moment about to go ahead and get busy.
Yeah.
So all those players are going to be there. They're going to be prepared, and then they're going to be ready. Some is going to start at breakfast. Some people is going to start that night. Some people is going to start when they get over to the stadium. Some when they move out. But everybody's different, and everybody's going to feel it. And all we're going to tell you is like, hey, we all feeling the same thing. We all got the same butterflies, dude. There ain't nothing new. We got the same butterflies when we were a kid. And every game I got butterflies. But I just internalize those butterflies that when I'm running down on a kickoff or I'm doing this, it means I'm about to do something great.
And
I'm ready for that moment.
To me, I think the biggest difference from the last time they played at this time is Saquon Barkley.
You know that's right.
They got to put 8-9 on the front.
You got to put 8 men in the box. You got to dedicate 8 men in the box. And then what happens when Jalen Hurts, when they do the play action pass off that, you got to account for Barkley. Spagnuolo, their defensive coordinator for Kansas City, is going to be saying all the edges. Make sure you force the ball back into the middle to your linebackers or to your help. Make sure you do not let him get on the outside. And make sure
Yep.
you take on the block, squeeze the hole. Do not get
Mm-hmm.
blown out of there, pushed out of there, right? They know that. You know what Philly's going to do? They're going to come in with 2 tight ends.
Yep.
2 tight ends, right? 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, and him in the backfield. And what they're going to go ahead and do with those tight ends? They got 7 people on the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
To go ahead and get their blocks. And then when you do counters and you pull a guard, you can almost get, because you really got 4 men on defensive line and 3 linebackers, right? But what happens when you spread those people out? Or when you put nickel defense in there against that? Dude, you got Saquon Barkley back there. So Spagnuolo, Coach Spags, is going to have to do an amazing job. I think he's going to be ready for Jalen by applying pressure on 2nd and 3rd down to get in his face. However, the X factor, and you said it, D, and Mike, you know it. The X factor is Saquon Barkley has been destroying cats all year long. I don't think it's going to be anything different.
With that being said, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Darren.
I was getting ready to say, Mr. Eugene, just like how you said they're gonna have those 2 tight ends sets in there. That's going to help out Philly a lot, because when Spagnuolo do try to bring those little slow blitzes or those late blitzes, those tight ends going to definitely be able to help out with the blocking scheme on those blitzes.
Absolutely. And what is Jalen Hurts and what is the coaching staff telling the receivers? Hey, you got to win your one-on-one battle.
That's it.
You one-on-one. Dude, you better come up with your best stuff. You got to win a one-on-one battle, right? And, I mean, KC got a good secondary. And so A.J. Brown, you got her. You got whoever those guys are. You got to win the one-on-one battle.
Smith.
All right. And then let me just say this: you got to catch the ball. Because let's think back when the Panthers played Denver Broncos in that Super Bowl 50, and Jericho Cotchery ran a post pattern. Well, like the first series.
Cam hit him right there.
Newton hit him right in like the hands. Boom. He double caught the ball, fumbled it up, fell down, this and that. Now, he caught the ball, right? But they ruled it incomplete. And what happened next? Von Miller off the edge.
That was killing us.
And that was the game.
That was it.
So
with that being said, I'm sorry, Mr. G. With that being said, who do you see coming out winning this?
So I think that Philly is built to win this game. That
I agree.
Things point towards Philly. They're built to win this game. However, let me say this: Patrick Mahomes is just like Tom Brady, and just like Joe Montana, and just like Terry Bradshaw. There is something about this young man that is different from the average quarterback in the league. That Jalen Hurts doesn't have, that a number of quarterbacks who are top elite quarterbacks who just don't have. He has that it factor, and he's going to make something happen. And don't forget, remember last year against the San Francisco 49ers, he got hurt in that game, dude.
He did. Now, I haven't seen you per se, because I know you be busy and stuff. But I know the Super Bowl. That's why I asked you that, because this is a quick question I want to ask you. What happened with Bryce Young? Me and you had this conversation before. We both love Bryce Young. He got sat down. I'm going to just give you my perspective right quick, what I think happened.
Go ahead.
Nothing against the last regime last year when they brought Frank Wright in. But I think we all know Frank wanted Stroud, and I think the organization and the except of them wanted Young. I think the offense set around Bryce Young last year, would just throw him in the wolves. He didn't have no offensive line. He had no help. He had no weapons. The kid got killed. Like I tell somebody, it's like taking a 2-year-old to a Halloween. You take him to a Halloween. You go out there and a trick or treat, and you go out there and you scare them. They're scared for a while. So now you got to come back and build your confidence. And when they sat him down the first couple of games this year, when Canelo sat him, he did something that he supposed to do. After the first 2 games, he sat him down. Something about that kid, he went on the sideline and said, if I get opportunity again, that's all I'm going to need. You going to tell me the second half of the season, this Joker looked like the Alabama. This is who they drafted. What changed in your eyes? What changed? Because me and you, we talked about this when they drafted him. What in your eyes changed to make him that much better the second half of the season when he got the second opportunity?
Getting benched. Getting benched does something about you. I got benched. There's a lot of players that get benched. Sometimes they don't announce it, But there's a lot of players that
Mm-hmm.
get benched. He got benched because he's a quarterback and you know that position. But a lot of guys get benched from linebacker that you don't get to see them. And what happens is that you start to internalize things. You start to look at your play. You start to analyze it. You start to analyze the person who you got benched for, who's ahead of you. And you're like, what adjustments do I have to make sure that when I get back in there, this never happens again? He had the same mentality that I had when I got benched back in 1988, 89, or whatever, when I got benched by my coach. I'm like, I'm upset, I'm mad, I prayed for the coach, but I looked for every opportunity. When I got back in there, I'm gonna catch the ball. I'm gonna knock this ball out right here. Or I'm gonna make sure that academically, I know where I'm supposed to be, and with a linebacker, and with a defensive end, and with a defensive tackle, and with the corners, and I'm gonna change the defense. I'm gonna make sure that if you don't want me because you don't like me, that's different. But you're not gonna want me because of my ability. And my ability is gonna improve tenfold. His ability was always there. His confidence and the fact that he got a chance to see it and the fact that he got his feelings hurt because he got benched was one of the best things that could ever happen to Bryce Young. Okay. And now you see a different Bryce Young than one we see in Alabama.
So I believe personally, wholeheartedly, this is who I wanted to be our quarterback. I mean, nothing against Stroud, but I wanted Bryce Young because I saw the kid in Alabama. But this is the same kid I saw when I wanted him drafted. This is what I saw. It's like, to me, he got all his confidence back. I still say the Panthers need to put maybe one more weapon on the outside of him, but they gotta shore up their defense. And the problem I have with the defense, I know we're talking about the Super Bowl, but I just got to get this off my chest because I know you on here. Whatever the problem I have, you played in secondary. Tell me if I'm wrong. If I got J.C. Horn, my number one DB is gonna follow number one no matter where he at on the field. I don't care. Yep. The game that killed me so much about that was the game against the Cowboys. When every time 88 CeeDee Lamb was getting open, he was on the safety every time. I kept looking up. I'm like, how do you let your number one receiver be on the safety and J.C. Horn just stay on the right side of the field? If I'm a defense coordinator, you have to move your best player to their best player to take. That's what they paying them for. This is the only problem I got with Everbro as a defense. I think they got to change that philosophy because for me, in the life of me, I don't understand. When you got a number one cornerback, he goes with the number one receiver. That's my philosophy.
Yeah.
Then I can match everything else. I'm not going to just say you're going to stay on this side and Mike Jackson, you stay on this side. When the two safeties we had back there was, hot butter. They just, I don't know what they were doing. But I'm just saying, it's a lot of philosophy they got to do on the defense side. But I think the offense side, the Panthers going to be right there next year. If they can fix their defense, I think the Panthers can be right back in talks of winning the division. That's how good I think they can be.
Well, I agree with you on this. I'm having J.C. Horn. He's traveling with whoever the top receiver is, he's gonna be on him. And then there's sometimes when you run a defense where it's a zone where now it doesn't matter because it's zone. However, when it's man to man, I want my best on my best.
Yeah,
I gotta have my best on my best. So sometimes there may be a situation where with Coach Ejiro where it might be a zone where he's over there anyway, but it's a zone type of scheme. Maybe it's the zone blitz that they're doing, all right? And they're trying to give the illusion that you're covering him, but you're really not because you're dropping it in the zone, and then he's going to do his move on the other side. And that's why the quarterback, what they always do is when they got a CeeDee Lamb, when they got a play like that, and they put him in the slot, they move him because if you move with them, typically we know it's man-to-man coverage.
Exactly.
If you don't move with him, and the safety drops down, then we know it's zone coverage, unless the safety is a true cover guy. And typically, most safeties can cover, but they don't cover like corners. But they can, Jeremy Chin can cover, but he's not covering like a corner. That's what they do. So from that standpoint, I agree with you, and I think you should look. Here's a name I'm gonna throw out: DeMonte Richardson, number 36.
But why they didn't play him more?
No, I'm telling you, that kid's going to take somebody's job.
Listen, you look at the Panthers this year. The rookie cornerback that took Jackson's spot. He was playing the little rookie cornerback.
That was the other Jackson.
No, I'm talking about the little short dude that they took in the 6th round. He was playing cover, but he got hurt toward the end of the year. He had took Jackson. He was the third. He was the nickel cornerback. He got hurt. You had Richardson was a rookie. He was a rookie. Sanders was a rookie. God bless Brooks got hurt. He was a rookie.
Coco.
Leggett was a rookie. Coco was a rookie. Bryce Young was the second. So you look at that offense in totality. The team is young. They just got to plug. They need somebody when hopefully Derek Brown come back. They got to put somebody over there with him. They got to get some edge rushers somewhere, somehow, some way.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think that Dan Morgan is going to really concentrate on the defense. I say that we need a linebacker. I want to have a dog at linebacker, and I need another
Right.
defensive tackle. The fact that we're going to get Derek Brown back, that goes extremely well. But I need
Mhm.
somebody else to complement Derek Brown. You remember Hassan Reddick when he was here? He went to Philadelphia. Remember that cat?
He caused
Yeah.
havoc. He caused havoc.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Because
when
he's
okay.
like a Micah Parsons type dude. He's one of them dudes on the edge that he shouldn't be beating tackles, and he does it every single time.
But it's so
Yeah.
funny when you said that team there, you talking about when they had Burns, they had Riddick, they had Brown. The defense was good then to me, but they had no offense. Now it's like now we got offense. We can score. I think Canales is a genius when it comes to offense. Them plays he had in Atlanta the last week of the season, when he was throwing, when he had Miles Sanders coming out the backfield and he was out there on the line. I'm like, these are the kind of plays I'm like, this is genius. Bryce Young was looking
Mm-hmm.
like who was picking now. People say what they want about Atlanta. That's how I say the Panthers are going to be different. The Falcons played all of their people. They played all of their people
Mm-hmm.
on that day. They played all of their people. They had B. John
Mm-hmm.
Robinson. They had the tight end. They had the receiver. And they had their whole squad. We was out there playing with
Yeah.
no name. Bryce Young was eating them alive because Atlanta was trying to get into the playoffs. If you telling me
Playoffs.
if we start day one this year coming up, if the Panthers don't stay healthy and they get some defensive help, you can't tell me that Bryce Young cannot be just as good as the Falcons or not good as Tampa Bay or the Saints. You cannot tell me that the way he played last year. You can't go
And
back,
let's
but I'm
let,
saying the end of the
and
year.
let's tell the truth and shame the devil. They played Kansas City and they played Philadelphia, and they
Philadelphia,
went toe to toe
Yeah.
with their teams. And those
yes,
two
Yep.
teams, the two teams in the Super Bowl,
Super
and the
Bowl.
truth be told, they should have beat Kansas City.
they should have beat the
Yep.
Philadelphia.
I
Exactly.
know.
Should be a
Now,
Philly too.
It
the
was
Yeah.
only
like
thing about
16 to
Leggett,
22, and it was overtime, but it was KC.
and the thing about Leggett with
Yeah.
Philadelphia, if you look at that play again, I don't look at it 99 times. If he just kept running through the play instead of diving, if he just kept running through the speed he got, because he beat Slade off the line of scrimmage, that's a touchdown.
Line.
Listen. If you look
Mm-hmm.
at that again, he had no reason to. But like I say, he's a rookie. I don't want to call him a project, but I'm almost like he's
No, no.
Mingo times
Okay,
two, but he's better than Mingo. But it's just like I can see how good he can be, but I'm just like your hands have to be better. You can't. I don't like nobody catching the ball in their
oh,
chest. Catch the ball
exactly.
in their head.
I'm with you 100%. But listen to this one. I'm talking about Coker is the real deal, and I'm
I
telling
know
you
that.
again
Yeah.
that if I would meet with Coach Canales every Monday, and we would do
Mm-hmm.
our Panther talk thing for our Panther Network, and we will always highlight that man, that Coker is there's something about him, and the fact that he catches the ball
Mm-hmm.
with his hands, dude.
Thank
Like he doesn't
you.
let
Yep.
the ball come to his chest. The reason why you catch it
Yep.
with your hands is because if you miscatch it, you have a second chance to catch the ball. If the ball comes in your
Mm-hmm.
chest and you're a body person, hits your chest, you don't have a second catch
It's
because
your
it goes
bounce.
down. So you don't have a second
Yep.
chance to catch it. This gives me a second
Yep.
chance. Boom, boom, I can react. This doesn't. And so Leggett
Exactly.
has to really get. If I'm Leggett, I'm not throwing them away.
You
I
got to
say
catch some
Leggett,
bricks.
I'm working with you, and we're gonna work on your hands. And
Mm-hmm.
all you're gonna do is catch the ball with your hands. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left
I was
hand,
just
right.
Steve
That's all you're
Smith
gonna
up
do.
so quick. I
And
was just
he down there in the country. So I was like, hey, if you down there in the country when you out there eating your coons and your squirrel, hey, go ahead and grab some of them grease pigs out there, man. Grab some of them
nah. He
hogs,
can
like
he can have all that.
and work on your
Nah.
hand. Grab some bricks, grab some logs. You know what I'm saying? Cut up some
But
logs
is
and
that
catch
is
some
that
bricks,
something
like
they can
hey,
do
like
though?
how Jerry Rice used to do.
Is that
That's
something they
right.
can do though, Mr. Eugene? Can they just like call on Steve and say, hey, can you come back this off season and work with Leggett with his hands in the off season? Can you do will they do
Oh
that
yeah, I
sometimes
mean,
too?
there's a lot of latitude that players have to go ahead and work with former players. Like
Yeah.
if I'm Leggett, I would call up Steve Smith, right? Steve Smith Senior. I would
Yep.
call him up. Steve Smith is incredible, right? He
Mm-hmm.
may be getting in the
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame tonight. They got to do that. They got the Hall of Fame honors tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Luke Kuechly's going to get there, but Steve might get there,
Yeah.
right? But would it be great to be mentored by someone like Steve Smith?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
who there's such a dog and animal in him that like
Mm-hmm.
that and if Leggett adopts with his size adopts that type of player mentality,
Mm-hmm.
He'd be
who's
unstoppable.
who's gonna stop him?
Unstoppable.
That's why I
Ain't nobody
say
gonna stop
And
him,
and
man.
Steve Smith Senior, he has a great eye for the wide receivers, man. I don't know
Man, he
why.
does.
He may be, I don't know. He may be on that advisory board with the Panthers. I don't know, but he knows his receiver. He already know who's gonna be a good receiver.
he
Like I
called
say,
Cooper
with
Cup.
Cooper Cup, when they asked him about
He
Cooper
had it.
Cup,
He fixed
they
him out.
said, man,
And I
he was
laughed.
first
Everybody
round.
laughed. Everybody laughed at him when he
Yep,
called Cooper
everybody
Cup
laughed
out.
at him.
Yep. You
And
got
then,
Thielen,
But he can run every.
you got Thielen, you got Coker, you got Leggett,
Yep,
you got what's the other kid?
David Moore.
Sanders,
David Moore.
yeah,
more.
DJ Moore. I think his
Yep,
contract, he might have signed a 1-year
Yeah,
contract.
David Moore found a
So
1-year deal. Yeah.
yeah, so he
yeah,
may be, but you
yeah.
got guys there who could be the joint.
Serviceable. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. And Thielen,
Exactly.
I'm keeping,
Yeah.
but if you got another guy, if there's another guy that's out there at receiver who wants to, like, the problem we had here
Grab
is
him.
that no one wanted to assume the role of being the number one guy. Thielen's that guy, but he was hurt.
Yeah.
All right. But Thielen don't have the speed, but he don't need the speed.
Then let me ask you
Right?
this. If you in
He
the
don't
front
need it.
office, put you in the front office, I'm gonna ask you a question. Would you give a second round pick for
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson from the Jets?
Garrett
Would you
Wilson.
go get him?
I don't know too much about him to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to
But
really
Yeah.
study that to see
mm-hmm.
that. I know what I'm looking for when they asked me when we were talking our last Panther talk, and the question came up, what should Dan Morgan do? I said, if you don't get some linebackers and a guy on the edge who can come off the edge and get his rush on,
Mm-hmm.
dude, we've traditionally always had dogs at linebacker.
Yeah, go
Dan
back to
Morgan,
Yeah.
Beeson,
Morgan.
Luke Kuechly,
Yep.
Thomas
Thomas Davis.
Davis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had
All of
cats.
them.
We always had cats who can wobble. They can squabble, dude. Always. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not that we don't have them. When Shaq got hurt, it's not that we don't have them. It's just that you got to have a dude like a Luke Kuechly and like a Thomas Davis and like a Beeson who going to just
Mm-hmm.
take charge of things, man.
Yep.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan Morgan took charge of things, dude. And when you don't
Mm-hmm.
have that, everybody's looking around to see where it's going to come from. And I always wanted to come
Mm-hmm.
from, it could come from the secondary if you have something like a Ronnie Lott,
Mm-hmm.
all right? It
Mm-hmm.
could come like that. But typically, it's a
You're right.
linebacker, dude. It's a backer, dude.
Yeah.
And you have a defensive front guys who are really good, but you always got a dog at linebacker. We
So who
need
you
to
see
get
them
back
taking at
to
Exactly.
8?
this.
So who you see the Panthers if they stay still at 8 right now? Me and you, I think, and Daryl all on the same accord. They gotta have defense. Who would you want to see at the 8 spot for the Panthers if they stay at 8 when the draft come in April?
Well, I don't think that kid from
Dude Carter from Penn State.
yeah, he ain't gonna be
Yes,
there.
Penn State.
yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Yeah,
I
he
wish
don't
we
be
could
No,
get him. I know, but I
dude,
wish we could get him.
hey, that dude's straight monster, dude.
He's Michael Parsons part
Yeah.
too. Same thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
you know, he reminds me of Dwight Freeney, Michael
Yep.
Parsons. He's
Yeah. Yeah.
remember there was a cat man who played for the Atlanta Falcons, man. John Abraham, dude.
From
When he
Abraham, no,
played,
yeah.
Yeah. John
Yeah,
Abraham.
a
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
He was a dog.
dude,
Yeah.
He was a dog.
straight dog, man.
Yeah.
Straight dog, dude.
So
And
what did they? Okay, what did they
so
come ask you this?
so
What
do
did
you
they ask you
move?
this?
Do you move to get up to go get somebody
That's
like
what I
that?
was gonna ask you. Would you do it? Okay, if they
That's what
come
I
ask
said.
you, when y'all get in there, and that's what I was about to ask you. You at 8. Would you mortgage your second round pick and say, hey, I know they got to go by a point system. If you got to get to 2 or 3, would you say I give you my 8 in my second round pick to move up to get to that pick just to get a dual Carter? Or you gonna sit back and because I'm gonna tell you the kid out of Arizona, that receiver, I'm tired of taking receivers there and then missing. I'm tired of that. I swear I am. I'm tired of
Mm-hmm.
receivers. If you can't give me, because you know yourself, Mr. Eugene, if your front 4 or your front 7 can put pressure, that helps your secondary out. You ain't gotta see Mike Jackson
Yeah.
and Horn be fine out there. They'll be fine if you get some press. If your front 4 if you get Derek Brown and you put a dual card on the other side, on the outside of him, and get another D tackle with Derek Brown on free agency, and you push in that pocket, them front four can make you so much better on the back end.
Well, don't forget Shy Tunnel Robinson at the defensive tackle spot only going to get better because they got Derek Brown. So the guys
Yeah,
that they got, you're going to only get better because you better double team this cat right here, and now you got to
yeah.
win your individual battle. And if you got a cat like a Michael
Yeah.
Parsons off the edge,
So would you mortgage your first and second to
Mm-hmm.
move? If the Panthers came to you when you inside the stadium with the Panthers, me and Darryl gonna be inside your head now when you in the stadium. If they come and say,
if
hey,
I
we
if I
trade
can get
this,
that if I can
Mm-hmm.
get that kid from Penn State, yes. How do I get him if I can move? But I don't think
Yeah.
there's so many teams that want him. It's going to be too expensive to get him.
but what
So
you think it's gonna take? What you think it's gonna take? Like, oh,
oh,
we
Got you.
gonna
you're gonna
you
have to
want
give up 2 first-round picks, man.
just to move up 4 or 5 spots?
Exactly.
Man, you're
Easy.
gonna have to move up.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to give up. You remember the movie? You remember the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner? That whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You got
Uh-huh.
to come with some major currency if you're gonna move up.
Because if I'm not
I'm
mistaken,
gonna
Darryl,
tell you how it's gonna be. You're gonna have to do like how Thing did for remember Ricky Williams came out. He gave up he gave up pretty
well,
much
let me ask you
everything
this.
to get Ricky Williams.
Yeah, but when Bryce Young, when the Panthers number 9 when they moved up to number 1 to get Bryce Young, right? But they had to give up a haul to get number 1. So you saying they got to give up something
Yeah.
similar to that just to get? I'm not saying
Oh
already
yeah.
number 1, but you got to understand the first couple of teams need quarterback. Tennessee and is Tennessee and who's number 2? The Cleveland
Cleveland.
Browns. But now Cleveland might
Yeah.
change if they trade Miles Garrett. They might change everything.
And
They
you
might go
got
back on the
you
trade.
got the Jets in
Yeah.
there. Okay, I know that they're gonna need a quarterback, but he's such a
Yep.
high commodity pick that he ain't gonna be there at 8. There's no way he's
That's
gonna be there
that's
at
who
8
I
because
want.
Ain't no
that
way.
dude is a straight dog, man.
That's
And
who
so
I.
you
But that's
can't.
who I want. That's who I
Mm-hmm.
want,
So
though.
it's not like you can go ahead like the teams to move up. Don't forget when you move up, right? You're talking about and somebody moves from 4 to 8. You know how much money you just
Yeah, I
exchanged
know.
there? I
Yeah, yeah.
mean,
Change. Yeah.
you saved yourself millions of dollars the fact that you at 8 and not at 4 because the rookie class wage scale is totally different.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
number 1 pick, Bryce
Mm-hmm.
Young, is gonna get what's name, but if you're 17, you ain't gonna be getting the same money he's gonna be getting.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
there's a lot that you got to think about. So the question is there somewhere, is there some diamond in the rough in that what we've seen out of the playoff series on defense that you can
Mm-hmm.
go, is there a guy? I bet you Dan Morgan has done his homework and scoured when
Exactly.
he looked at
Yeah.
all the teams that made it to the end and said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Because
There's
I'm going
somebody
to put
out
on the
there.
film and see who showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm looking for
Mm-hmm.
linebacker, I'm going to be looking first of all at those guys at that position who were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
In that playoffs, there's a number of teams. There's 8 teams in the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna look at that and
Yeah.
go, okay, let me
Hey,
see
we go.
what's happening. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, with that, Mr. Robinson, man. Let's see what I know. We talking about the Panthers and stuff like that, but like I said, we definitely got to go back to the Super Bowl real quick.
Yeah, let's go back to the Super Bowl. Okay,
Who
I
you
got
got
you.
winning?
I'm
Who you got
sorry.
winning?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mike. That's all right.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
you
I'm
good.
sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna be like I had all week long. I had on the show Roman Harper, Wesley Walls, Jake Delhomme, Brett Favre, Coach Rivera, Coach Tony Dungy. I had 7 guests on interviewing them, and everybody's heart was leaning towards Philadelphia, and I'm leaning that way.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody said the
Mhm.
exact same thing that I'm going to say to you is that I can't count that cat Patrick Mahomes out. So yes,
Out.
I
Yeah.
believe that I would like Philly to win. But if you telling me that this cat can't beat these dudes and come up with a play, I've seen it too many times. And I'm saying if he got
Too many
hurt and he was out
times,
the
yeah.
game, totally different.
So what's the
Totally
final
different.
score? Give me a prediction on the
Yeah.
final
So
score.
I
Yeah.
think that 38, I think it's going to be somewhere like maybe 24, 21 games, 17, somewhere around there. It's going to be closer in points. And I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last.
Yep.
Whoever has the ball last will probably most likely win that game. I would like it to be Philly, but I can't count them out. So I don't have a dog in the fight. I really
Y'all
don't have a
move.
dog in the fight. Coach Andy Reid coached me when I was back in Green Bay. All right. I love Coach Andy Reid. All right. I love when Jalen Hurts was playing at Alabama. Then he left there with Tua took over and he went over down to Oklahoma. And, you know, so he bounced around. I've always watched his career and I like the way he plays. And I think he gets a bad rap. I'm like, dude, this dude is good. So I think he gets a bum rap. So I would like for him to win. I like Saquon Barkley. So I would like them to go ahead, but I don't have a dog in the fight. And so if either one win, I'm happy for them. Congratulations. If it's a three-peat, that's something historic. But if it's the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, I'm glad you got your flowers.
Well, man, like I say, Mr. U, I want to say again, thank you so much, man. I know I haven't been seeing you much because of I had some
Yeah.
surgery going on. So, but I know I want to chop it up. I apologize to the fans out there for getting off and talk about the Panthers, but you got to understand when you got somebody who's
Hey
inside the
man,
building. This how me and him. This is how we met when we was out there talking. We can
Yeah,
talk for hours at
we
a
were
time.
man.
talking at the
We can
mailbox,
talk.
man.
And like I say, this is if don't nobody know you, I'm gonna just tell y'all quick out there in the world. If you don't know this guy, this gentleman right here, he is the nicest, kindest man that you ever met. He doesn't look at himself as like, hey, I've been in the NFL, I done made these millions of dollars, I don't live in these lavishes. He's a
Mm-hmm.
genuine man of God, a genuine man, period. I can talk to him about anything, go to him for anything. I want to say thank you taking the time out again, like you
Yes,
always do on
sir.
this podcast, for helping us out, to giving our fans expertise on the football games coming up Sunday. Thank you again, Darryl. You might anything you want to add to it?
Hey, the only thing I say, man, thank you for allowing us to have you on our platform. Thank you.
Technical difficulties with Darryl. So
Yeah, I can
yeah,
see. Yeah,
yeah,
I can see
it
technical.
was
Hey, but
definitely
hey,
hey,
I enjoy being on Modestly Speaking. I love it. I think you guys do a wonderful job. There's no doubt about that. And we're talking football. I'm a football player. I love the game. I love this time of the year where we're going to see two combatants. And I want it to be a great Super Bowl where it goes back and forth. I don't want it to be a blowout. I want it to be
yeah.
one of those close games. And so I'm
Yeah.
so looking forward to this. And I think as a football fan, this is what you want to see. This is a repeat of Super Bowl 57. And I tell you what, Philadelphia ain't afraid, and Kansas City ain't going nowhere. It's going to be smoking.
Well, like I say, man, thank you so much, man, for taking time out of the day. We try to keep this format small, but I know when I see you and you know I light up like a Christmas tree, man, and I haven't seen you and I want to get all this stuff out about football. So appreciate you so much for being on this podcast again, man. Thank you so much. Thank all our subscribers out there. Like I say, I'll be calling you personally on the side to see I got some questions I want to ask you, but I'll talk to you personally about that. But like I say, thank y'all so much for watching. My partner must be having technical difficulty, but thank y'all again for watching Monster Speaker Podcast. Thank y'all so much. Peace out. Thank you.
Right on, D. Right on, Mike. Thanks, bro. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.